It was this time last year that I went to several of my son's cross-country races. If you've ever been to a cross-country race, it's just like any other kind of distance race. Everybody lines up, and when the gun goes off, boom, they're off. And they're running hard. At the beginning of a race, everybody's got a lot of energy, they're enthusiastic, they're surrounded by other people who are all going hard and fast, right off of the starting line. By the end of the race, of course, most of the kids have slowed down because it's a long race and you can't keep that pace for the whole time. But there's something about the energy of starting something new. I've been thinking about that because it's back to school time and because we've been in this pandemic now for months and it can start to wear down on a lot of people, including me. So how do you bring more of that new energy back into your life at this point? There are certain times of the year where that feels more natural. Back to school might be one of them around this time. New Year's, of course, is another one. Maybe your birthday. But why couldn't you bring that any day? Because fundamentally, what's different about those days than anything else? Your birthday or New Year's, they're just another day on the calendar, but we have imbued them with this sense of newness. And it brings to us that kind of energy. So how can you bring that kind of energy on a normal day? Well, I've got 3 tips for you for how to bring that kind of new energy. Number 1 is to recognize that each day is brand new. And it's the beginning of something new. And it's the end of something as well. Because each day is one-way journey. Never before lived, never to be seen again. Each day is unique and it is a brand new day. You can decide that this is a new day and I'm going to live this day to the fullest. The second thing you can do is to give yourself a rest. Because if you think about any race, people start out strong because they're fresh. They haven't been running. They're just brand new. They're right at the starting line and just getting started. And if you think about New Year's time or even back to school, those are preceded by a time of rest. Back to school has the whole summer. New Year's has the holiday time, which is generally a time of vacation, away from work, away from the routine, and some rest. So what can you do to give yourself a little rest? And then start with that sense of new energy. Number 3 is to start something new. So often, New Year's resolutions kind of have a bad rap because they don't often last. But give yourself the opportunity and the challenge to do something that is good for you. And don't commit to doing it forever. Don't try to change your life in one fell swoop. But say, hey, I'm going to try and experiment with something for a few days or for a week or 2 weeks. Give yourself that little bit of something new that you can step into and do something, because that's going to bring that sense of new energy for a period of time. I hope you try one of these things, because if you're like me, it's getting a little old. The being at home and all of that kind of stuff. On one hand, I'm adjusting to it and it's kind of normal. On the other hand, there's still a part of me that's restless. And so I'm tapping into that sense of new energy by deciding it's a brand new day and I'm going to live it to the fullest, by taking some rest, and by starting something new that's energizing and exciting for me. I hope you'll join me in it and have a great week.